Good afternoon, Marion. My name is Lieutenant Colonel Josh Hollingsworth. I'm the professor of military science here at Marion Military Institute. Hey, in order to give you a little bit of an insight into the Corps, what we've decided to do is do a segment called Coffee with the Colonel. And so what I'm going to do each week is invite a new cadet into my office. We're going to sit down for a few minutes. The cadet will have the opportunity to ask me a couple of questions, and I'll ask them a couple of questions. Just give you a better insight into the program and allow you, as the viewers, to ask any questions you want in the comments. So please do. If we like your comment enough, we may use it in a future segment. And if you're a cadet, hey, send a comment, and then maybe you'll see yourself here. So what I'd like to introduce is our Cadet Battalion Commander, Cadet Aiden Rideau. He's from Fort Worth, Texas.
Yes, sir.
Cadet Rideau was selected as our battalion commander because not only is he the top cadet in the battalion, but he also earned recondo status at advanced camp this past summer. So he was recommended and specially selected, and this semester he's done an awesome job. And so I'd like to welcome him as my first honoree Coffee with the Colonel. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to you, do a quick introduction, and then...
Yes, sir. So like he said, I'm the Cadet Lieutenant Colonel, Battalion Commander here at Marion Military Institute for the Tiger Battalion. I'll start with my first question. I know we're coming into the winter, right? It's cold. When we're looking at camp, it's warm, it's hot, right? As we're approaching the winter, how is it going to affect the MS3s? I know it's totally different from how they're going to be at camp. So how should we approach it? How is it going to possibly affect their training? How can we better it for them?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So as we talk about temperature, so at camp, we're going to have to overcome extreme heat temperature, which is when you really have to dig into yourself physically and mentally and tell yourself to push through it. I think the winter presents the same type of circumstances where when it's cold outside, we all know you don't always want to perform. And so I think it presents a similar example and challenge where you've got to push yourself mentally. And so I guess my guidance to you forward is to ensure that, number one, we know we're going to be outside in the elements and that the cadets are going to be challenged, that we use that opportunity to mentor them under those extreme circumstances that they're going to face, because that translates to opportunities as an officer where you just don't know what opportunity is going to present itself, and the weather will become an experience that you're going to have to overcome. And so you know that if you are not performing at your best, you can be sure that your soldiers are not either. And so I think that's one of the things we have to look forward to.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Yep. And for my second question, kind of similar. As we're moving on, we're finishing the first semester here, and we're moving on to that second semester. I know it's kind of everything compacted for those threes, because we're the 2-year program instead of 4. As we're moving into that last semester before we send them off to camp, how should we kind of focus more on that training? Should we evaluate them harder, train harder? How do we go along with that?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So our goal is to ensure that our MS3s are the most prepared that they can be at advanced camp. So like you said, and for those of you that are watching that don't know, we are a 2-year program. So our cadets come here obviously just like any others out of high school, but their freshman year is essentially their MS3 year for a 4-year school. So they come out of high school, they join us through basic camp, and then the very next summer they go to advanced camp. So we have roughly 9 to 10 months to prepare a cadet to be ready to be successful at advanced camp. And so for us, knowing the Super Bowl is on the horizon, I think for us it's not necessarily ensuring that we're tougher, but I think we have to grade in a way in which we challenge them to overcome anything that they are struggling at right now. And so as we continue to refine our land nav and our BRM and our grenades and our leadership potential, I think those evaluations have to be more thorough. And I think it comes really from the force with your experience at advanced camp last summer, and then through that reflection of the MS3. And so I think with those two combined, paralleled with the mentor-mentee relationship that the 4 and the 3s have, I think that's what's going to help prepare them most for advanced camp.
Yes, sir.
So those are two great questions, and I like that that's where the battalion commander is focused, because that's where I'm focused. So for you, one thing I want to ask is, as you look at your last semester here, as we start in a few weeks, what is one thing you'll look back on from your time here at Marion?
I think for me, last year was kind of understanding the training before you go off to advanced camp. But as I entered my MS4 year, it's really cool that everything I've learned, I'm able to train a whole new set of people. I'm able to give my experience back to the MS3s, especially as getting that Recondo Award for advanced camp. I want to teach them as much as possible, have them be able to get that award as well. It's very difficult to get, and I think everyone should have a chance and be able to work that hard and get it.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think it's awesome. Definitely a recognition of your dedication and your performance overall, and I hope that we have many more to come. So it'll be a reflection of you and everything you've done. So I just want to say thanks for being my first, and thanks for everything you've done. You've done an awesome job. I'm lucky to have you. So that's it for today's Coffee with the Colonel. Like I said, put any comments or questions you got in the comments below, and we'll see you next time.